Evening, guys. How we doing? Right, we're on the Nottingham Lincoln extension again this evening. We're going to do some route building. We're around the Newark area for this, which will have changed quite a lot since we last showed this a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to think how long it was now, possibly about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The scenery was not to the extent of what you'll see now. I think we were working somewhere up here on this curve. I do remember we was working up to this bridge here. We was here. So I've done all sorts. A lot of time's been spent working on Newark, getting all the buildings in place and stuff like that. Scenery's moving progressively well on this side. Quite a few new custom assets have arrived. I'd say I was off last week, so all sorts have come in whilst I've been off, and obviously all sorts has happened between there and then, obviously in terms of the route building. So I'll show you what's new, and then we'll just have a little bit of work. I was sort of working around here this afternoon. I've been doing this section up here, doing all the track foliage and getting all the buildings and stuff up there sorted, and sort of getting ready now to start adding in and filling in the bits more of like the finer detail, sort of like closing it all in. On this section, I want to try and work around this bit now. So we're going to work up to this crossing, I think, first of all, get the line side trees in mainly. There's a bit of treatment work to add in here as well, so there'll be a few bits to add in there. This is a new asset that has literally just come in this evening as well, so this is just a test camouflage, if you will. It's all green, so it's just literally a test fit just to make sure that the model is right. So that will be changing probably tomorrow, more like or day after. I would have thought that will probably be all textured up quite nicely. Anyway, who's in? Nigel, good evening. Peter Brewer, good evening. Round Night, good to see you. Benedict, good evening. Robbo, good evening. East Midlands Railway fan, good evening. Jerry Do, good evening. Who else is in? Aaron Thomas, yeah, say hello to you. Anyone else who is a good evening? Also, 5 minutes ago, we had 4 Gathers follows on Twitch. Good evening, thank you very much for the follow, and also liking on Facebook, Jack Hills, thank you. 125 minutes C and GJ Dobbsy, a good evening as well. Thank you. Right, so this is called the Le Castle line, is it? I didn't know that. I'm just known as Nottingham to Lincoln. Right, just a quick query. A quick drive, is any AI required for Farringdon? I think off the top of my head, for the Farringdon side on the Thameslink stuff, I think it uses a mixture of either the AP 319 and also I think it uses the Steam version, so it has both in there, and it'll spawn whatever you own. Obviously, if you don't own either of them, it won't put anything in there, as far as I'm aware, on the Met line, I think. But yeah, it should put in either one of them. If you've got either, it'll put them in there. I don't think they move. I think they're just literally statics in the platform. So when you drive through there on the Met side, it'll spawn them sometimes, and sometimes they might not even be in there. It varies it up. It's not always going to be definite that it'll be in there. If JT were to extend the Midland Main Line from Leicester to Bedford, would you redo the Bedford to St Pancras section, as you might not be able to merge the routes? Go ahead, not too sure on that one. Couldn't really answer that at this point. Obviously, we'd have to decide if we're going to do that as well. Nothing is confirmed on that, so can't really say no more on it. Now seeing Newark, maybe a New York to Peterborough, a bit of East Coast Main Line. Not sure on that. Not planned from ourselves. I mean, we've only got literally about a mile or two either side of the station. I'll just show you as well. I'm in actual play mode a minute, so we'll have a little fly around. The station is virtually done. There's a few little bits left, a couple of LODs to be sorted and finalised. So you can see stuff's popping in at the minute. The building will be split up into sections and it'll be placed again into the right place. Obviously, it just makes it easier on the FPS rather than being one big massive full model. So this was retextured, not retextured, it was textured and finished off Monday. So yesterday this actually came over to me, so it changed quite a lot from before I went away for the week. It's looking really cool. It's got all the stuff on the top now, which weren't there originally as well. All the footbridges at the right height now as well, which makes him nice with the OHLE, with the brackets and stuff like that. I've got some fences to put in. There's a couple of fixes to be finished off, but as I say, it's virtually, it's more or less there. The lamps as well came today, so we might even put the lamps in as well. We could even do that now, to be quite honest. Let's have a look. Let me just get my map so I can actually see where the lamps go. I can work this out then. So we've got a mixture of single and double. There's quite a lot of lamps on this station, I've got to say. So I'll put that there on the other side. So I'll put it to me on my left screen so I can actually see it. But I'll also put my overlay on. We'll see what the differences are. But to be quite honest, the overlay is pretty shocking. It doesn't really help me at all. That's so. I'll put it there anyway, but it's not really. It doesn't. You can't actually see where the lamps are, which does not help me in the slightest. It's weird how Google Earth's imagery is a lot better than Google Overlay. So it's not been fully updated or brought to the same standard. Nigel Penn, thank you very much for the like over there, everyone. Good evening to you. Right, so the lamps come under clutter and they're around here somewhere. There they are. So we've got two of these. So I want the double lamps first of all. Now, I'm going to put that there. We've got the speakers built into these as well. Evening, Wymede. What do you need? I can go get pics of it, you know what I'm saying? 2 minutes. Literally, I just need to see where the lamps go. That is literally it. I can't see it on the actual overlay, but I can see it on my Google Earth anyway, so it'll be figured out. So I need to just count how many lamps there are. Some of them are really close together. Really close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 lamps between here and that first building. So just trying to work out where the first one goes. It goes virtually by the beginning of the ramps. So about there. Make sure it's in the middle, so we'll center it as well. Make sure it's there we go. So that's the right height. So I'm going to spin that one around because the radio, not the radio, the sort of speaker thing is going to want to be facing to the platform rather than obviously down the main line because there's nobody waiting for the train down there, is there? So the weird texture on there. I'll get that fixed. This lamp does need a bit of adjustment as well with the to be selected, but I've highlighted it so I can actually copy and paste it anyway. So again, I said there was 8 of these, so I'm gonna hope for the best. And I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bet this one's right by it as well. Maybe a bit too much of a gap there. Start that again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's better. So we've got 8 of them in there. It might be, but to be fair, there's 8 in there, and I've managed to fit the 8 in, and pretty much space. I bet I can't select them properly at the minute. I can't, I don't think. No. I'll put them in provisionally at least, just so they're in. Once Will sends us the update over, I'll be able to select them and move into the center them up properly. They're not too far actually. Pretty well guessed really. It's slightly off, but I can soon sort them. So that's that one. So there's 1, 2 lamps in between this section, so pretty much easy enough to do there. So that's about there. The other one's about there. So that's 2. And same again for the next one. There's another 2 between. 1 there and another one there. There's 1 in the center of this section, which is there. not quite sure whether there will be single ones on each side of these steps on the actual footbridge. I'll work that out. We can figure that out by looking at the cab rides and stuff like that. And also, we have on the Google Maps on the website, there's loads of little spots on the map where you can go to, and it's got like the panoramic 3D view looking around and that, so we can work that out quite well. So the top end bit now, so that, again, there'll be doubles, I reckon, up to here, and then it'll be the single lamps on that next section as well, which should be pretty easy. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 6th one ends about here, and it's a single lamp on this corner here, so we'll work back on this one. So that one is about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. I've got all the signs and stuff to place, but what I'll wait for is obviously the fix of the lamps to move into the right place before I start attaching the signs to them. We've got all sorts of bits and pieces. We've got all the zone markers as well, which are decals to place on the edges of the platforms, which sort of go about like on this edging before the bobbly yellow edging. There's loads of little signs and bits and pieces as well. Even Josh, there's display boards there. Yeah, the display boards need to sort something for them as well yet. Figure out what's what. I'm not going to be fully cluttering the platform at this evening. I just wanted to put the lamps in, just to show you something new. Single lamp. So one on the corner, which is there. Just trying to work this out. I need to look at the camera because I have a feeling that the lamps actually are at the back on the track side, like on the ballast. Although I'm not too sure on that. So I'll just have a quick look. Lincoln when? Soon enough. There is some new assets at Lincoln as well, so I will show you them as well in a little short while. All sorts of new bits and pieces. It's looking a bit more filled out than it was the other week. Can't quite work that out. Right, 1, 2. Right, so there's some lamps that are on the platform. These ones seem to be on the actual platform. There's like 2 at the end that are on the ballast. It appears to be on this cab ride that I've got. 3 on the ballast. 1, 2. Yeah, 3 on the ballast, and the other ones are on the platform. It's the rest of them that are down here. I wonder if these are going to be tall enough. Yeah, that ain't going to work. I'll put them on there just for now. I need a taller post version. Anyway, they're provisionally in place for now. They're not finalised. Just going to save them. On the other side is a mixture of double and single again. For now, I will leave them ones just as those. The back ones I need to dabble around with the cab ride for because there's some mixture. I need to see what's going on under here as well. So rather than dragging a stream out, just putting lamps in, those are some of the lamps. Work it out. We need to get a double single taller version, I think, as well for that bit with them on the ballast. Otherwise, they're going to be sort of like at one level, and when you drop them down, they're going to be really, really low down. Is there a max track length in TS? Is in like a section to lay in one piece continuously, or do you mean as in like a maximum route length overall? As Benedict's putting there, the bigger it gets, the more temperamental it can be. More prone to, oh, that route miles. I mean, Western Main Lines is about 330 miles. There is bigger routes out there. But obviously, the more you put in there, it does tend to get a bit more unstable. Yes, that this bridge came yesterday as well. So this is the A46, is it? No, A1, sorry, Newark A1 bridge, which is one that goes over the river and also the railway there, which fills out the area quite nicely. You can swap track on any route in TS. You've just got to know what you're doing. You've got to swap. I think in the trap bin, I have no idea how you do that personally. Benedict helps me with stuff like that occasionally, but it can be done. You're on the A1 every day. You've seen the castle already, so that's one of the customs that was in there on our last showing. We've got the bridge in place now. By all means, this is nowhere near finished yet. As you can see, all the details got to go in yet. It's just all the buildings are in, which took quite a bit to put in, but it's pretty well built up now. Got the church. Well, I think the church, and it was a church and the castle that was here on our first showing. We've got the auction house in, car park building and shelter, and there's another building yet to come here as well, which is Signature House, I think it's called. Not sure what it is actually. I think it's a cafe of some sort. We've also got this one here as well, which is an old railway building, which is the old office. I think it's converted to flats now. We've also got the arch bridge, which goes over the river. Not really a bridge that you're going to really drive over, to be quite fair, as there is no way of getting from this section onto the route directly. You'd have to go to the station in reverse if you wanted to do that, which you could do. Not sure if any services do that, whether any test trains or anything do that like procedure or not. But one of the bridges that's pretty well in the view when you're going to come down this way. Noki 1991, good evening. Very well, thank you. Hope you're doing well. What else have we got down this section before I move away? We've got another bridge up here, and I think I might have shown you Staythorpe. Yeah, Staythorpe Viaduct is in there as well, but I've not done any scenery tweaks or anything with that yet. We'll train out. That will come in time. I'm going to quickly fly. Actually, no, I'll just do it this way. I'll have a little fly up the other bit we've been working on, like Collingham and stuff like that. You may have seen the In Development blog, which went up today. I'm not sure if it's been put on via Facebook, but it went up on the website this morning. So there's a few new snaps on. There's a few on Mark's section as well. I have got Mark's section on the route, but I'm not going to go into there because it'll tell me off for showing stuff that might not be finished. So I'll stick to the stuff I've been doing. So again, one of the other crossings there, another new crossing building, which has been done. Still some more details put in the garden area. That only came in whilst I was off last week, so I'll put it in this place, but I've not tidied it up yet. Moving back down this way, we have another crossing, but there's no houses. I don't think with this one. I don't think there is anyway, unless there's one here. It's just not been done yet. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there is. There's a building there. I'm not sure if it's custom or not, but there is something to go there anyway. We've got Collingham Station, which is just down here. Got no horse boxes. No horse boxes at the minute. Thank you, Noki. What trains do you expect the scenarios to feature? So you'll definitely use stuff like 153s, 156s, definitely 158s. 170s do run down here, but I don't think there's any skins available by default within the AP packs that we used for that. There's Benedict, are you here? There's a small issue with junction boxes, which is Ed fighting. If you're able to take a look at them tomorrow, not seen that before. No, the semaphores aren't in yet. They're still being waiting to be worked on. What are the best assets for you to use foliage-wise? I mean, we use TS Academy as it's what's at hand for us, mixed in with the trees in our library and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what other ones. So there is all sorts of brilliant packs. I know a lot of people do use the Southampton to Bournemouth scenery pack with that route and stuff. So yeah, this is Collingham. So this was done literally just before I went off for the week. We managed to get it all in place and all cluttered up, ready for then Benedict to do the screenshots for the blog. But yeah, it's all in there. Whitemy seems happy. I know he's a localer. I'm trying to think what else comes down here. You do get freight workings down here as well. Oil tankers, coal, rail tours come down here. I'm assuming test trains as well. You've got Cross Lane there. There's another custom house. HSTs, yeah. LNER stuff will have come down here when they had the HSTs because there was an LNER service to Lincoln. So they do come down here. Or did. Zoom has come down here now. I know that. That's literally it for that section. It was just a station that was missing previously. I will show you quickly the bits and bobs at Lincoln, then we'll just crack on with some building. So, I think when we last showed off Lincoln, the cathedral's in, and I think possibly the bus station. That was it. So we've got a few more bits in here now. So we've got the Network Rail building, which is on the junction. So this is the way you're coming from Nottingham. That would be down back towards Sheffield way. But yeah, you're coming that way. Come down this bit here. So you've got the new bridge, which is in. Quite a big building, bridge, sorry, this is as well. It's got a few bits and pieces. So there's walkways and there's also the canal that goes under, or the canal or river it is, that goes under there. This is a new one that's just come in. This is one big massive asset block as well. This is one of the uni buildings. So quite a big structure, as you can see. Lincoln Performing Arts Centre there. Student Union. There's all sorts in there. These signals you always stop at, you never had a clear run due to the level crossing. Probably, yeah, I would have thought so. Must be a pain I couldn't do with living around here. Just the two crossings that are there. You've got the bus station there as well, which you've seen already. You've got the Siemens building, which is Siemens Energy, I believe, I think it is. Steve Allen, thank you for the subscription over at YouTube. Good evening. And we've also got the Stagecoach bus depot in there as well, which came in yesterday. That's pretty much where we are currently with Lincoln. So the main scenery is not going to come in here until the majority of Lincoln's done. No, Newark's already done. And I'm going to work back in from Highcombe, which is over here, which is on this bend. So you see where the scenery is. This is where I sort of began the work going back towards Newark. So I'll start back up this end and just make my way up then towards Lincoln. Putting Lincoln off as long as I can, pretty much. Right. We'll go back to where we are with scenery. I'm just going to go and grab another drink because my mouth is like turning to sandpaper. And then what we'll do is we're going to get all the foliage down to this bit. I'm going to try and... I'm trying to think what else we can do. I want to try and get all this sort of siding tied up around here. Possibly get some of the stuff in around the lakes and the river around here as well. Try and get this bit tied in and we'll see how we get on. Try and close that off. Because then that'll set me up ready for tomorrow. Then I can start getting all the scenery on this side, which I want to try and get in around the British Sugar area. Right, 2 moments. then. Even in case it is included, it's there. It's just over there. Right, so we will begin with this bit here. So I've got my cab ride somewhere, which is not that one because that's the East Coast Mail. I bet I want the Derby Lincoln one. Just going to get to the point where I need to, which I think is just somewhere around here. Not sure if Mark's been watching the video as well on the channel. Not sure if it's on his section actually. Possibly is not on my bit, that. Yeah, that's definitely not my section. Right, there's Newark, flat crossing. Right, there we go. Right, so I need to get to the bridge on my cab ride, which is somewhere around here. There it is. So on the left, sorry, the right side, pretty simple for the first part. Right. Hope Valley is progressing. Again, as always, we will have more updates on that in good time. Just as and when they come. But yeah, it's been built on. JB, good evening, and also good evening, Jack Taylor. How are we doing? Hope we're doing well, guys. Cheers, Jake. Right. So we just want some bushes in this first part. Not too tall either. There's a little bit of a gap. And then we have some larger bushes, so we'll start with them ones. But then what I'll do is, I'll get the tree rows, but I'll sink them into the ground. Just gives you a bit more of a depth of a bit more of a fleshed out bush. Like that. And it goes back down to some smaller bushes again. It's a bit of a mixed around this side. It's a bit more tree land on the left. So we'll do this bit say first. We'll go back and then we'll start on the other side. So we'll go for the lower ones there. And then it has a bit of a gap. Trying to get this in the right bit here. So there's some bushes I need to put in here in a second as well coming across. Which is there. If I put those in first. Because I know where I am then. Bit of a landmark point there. So that's them ones. I do also need to put in the taller trees, but I'm going to sink them down as well just to build it into a bit of a taller bush. Like so. It turns into bigger like tree rows here. So there's a bit of a gap. It's quite close up to the track in this point as well, so the trees do come closer to the line, whereas over that side they move away a bit. So it's a bit more enclosed here. So I'm going to do a couple of rows of these. I'm going to spin them that way. Just going to fast forward this a little bit. So that's gone past there. So where's the signal? There's the signal. So it turns into bushes about here, and they move away from the track again. So anyone as well that's wondering what I'm using as reference, it's a Don Coffee cab ride from YouTube. So if anyone's aware of the of his YouTube channel, does some fantastic cab rides, and luckily for us, he has done a cab ride on this section of route that we're doing. So really helpful to us. But yeah, if you haven't ever been on that channel, go and have a look. Some really good videos. Good to just sit back and watch as well in the late in the evening. Right, so one thing I do want to do as well here is I want to put the bramble line in. So I'm just going to do a single one just to break out between the grass and the trackside bit as well, and with the field in the back there. do this all down the back here. Don't need to do it on the other side because I've got more bramble stuff on this side. Bramble and grass mixed together. After Lincoln, is it going to be a big one like Skegness or Cleethorpes? We've got nothing planned as such on our next movement on the route currently. Once we decide on that, obviously when we are ready to go further, we will let you know. What section does the Don Coffee route cover? So the one I'm using, it literally is a video from Derby to Nottingham and then Lincoln, but it also comes back on itself to Nottingham. So it's really, really handy for us as well. It's in both directions on this section. So we can see what's on both sides. Basically, especially with signs and stuff as well. Not too sure, to be quite fair. It's definitely not raining at the point that I'm watching it. Maybe it was raining in one direction and then it possibly cleared up. I don't know, but yeah, there's no rain on the bit I'm watching. Luckily, which is good for me. All right, there we go. So that's that lined up. There's some more stuff I need to put in here as well, just to build bits up, which I will do. I'm just gonna watch this bit after the signal. It's quite iconic as well because when you get through this section, through the tree line here, in the distance over there, hopefully when it's all put in nicely, you should hopefully see the British Sugar building, which is really, really tall. Big industry place there, so you'll see the tops of that poking over the tops of the trees and back in the tree line as well. Be quite nice to see when that gets done. And that asset is not too far from being started on either. I think it's on the next asset block. So that could be probably here within the next few weeks. Yes, I believe so. I know Mark's been around the area with his drone, so there is a video of it, so we'll be able to watch that. And the guy that's building it, will hopefully be able to try and get that to replicate it. Not sure though, because obviously the way train sim works with emitting smoke and stuff, it might not work how we want it. We'll just have to see and play it by ear. It might be the case that it might actually emit smoke when you get near it, but I don't know if it'll do it from so far away. It's just the way TS is, unfortunately. It's a bit different to TS World, where TS World allows you to see all that sort of stuff. Different colours as well. Interesting. It smells as well. I don't think we can get the smell in the route, but we'll do our best to maybe get some of the colours and stuff. I will be glad to see the back end of Newark. I've been working on it for so long now. I didn't realise how long it would actually take me to do this part, but it is coming along slowly but surely. It's just great to finally get to this point on the route where the crossing is, and finally look that way and actually see that the foliage and all that's now nearly there. Opposed to like a few weeks ago, it was still blank. I love the camouflage bridge, though. I might just say if we can leave it as that. Easter egg. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put some 2Ds at the back of this, I think, just to save the asset count a bit, because obviously these trees do take a bit. That's not too bad, is it? Let's save that. IRL looks like a dump even with the bridge. Yeah. I've obviously watching the cab ride, you see what it's like coming out. It does. It is quite industrial, isn't it? So we are coming up to the crossing on my cab ride, so hopefully there it goes, bigger trees there. So these are getting a little bit taller. They drop down again in size for a small section. So put these in and drop it down a bit. But it does have a bigger than Aces. That's worked out quite nicely having that one there. And there is a signal somewhere here, which is... Oh, that is right. That's perfect. That is bob on location. If there was a good 800 or AO2, I bet there would be lots of LNR London Lincoln runs into. Yes, yeah. If there was one available to, obviously that ran on diesel, then yeah, it would be something you probably would see. Short run, mind, but it won't be obviously a long run. It's one of them, but it definitely would be nice to have. Yeah. Take that back there a bit. All that effort I put into that bridge is not really visible. Yeah, you'll see it. It's pretty. Oh, hang on, let's just see what it's like around the back of this. Maybe you won't see it. You might see it. To be quite fair, you'll probably see it more on this side when you're going that way around because it's closer. You'll definitely see it when you come out this way for a small second. We've got it in though. That's the main thing. It's something we could not have kit bashed. I mean, we could have been really, really kind and put something like. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got a really, really good bridge we could have put in there. I can't remember what it's called. Evening, Drake. Evening, Chazzy. How we doing, buddy? Good to see you. We could have put that bad boy in there, couldn't we? And not put a custom in Benedict. Let's go. It did do me quite fair, didn't it? I remember seeing the pictures the other day when you put some up. It was only quite recently replaced, really, weren't it? So it goes back down to lower bush and trees here. I'm good to hear you're doing well, Chozzy. Will the sugar factory be a custom asset? It will be indeed. It is on our custom list. It's just not in yet. It's not been built yet. Hoping to be put to sort of started within the next week or two, probably. So I will be putting some more foliage on the sides of these banks as well. I've just not put them in yet. So there'll be lines of grass going down there and that. I'm just going to go back on my camera in a second just to check this out. So yeah, you should be able to see that bridge when you come to here. It's pretty, it's a little bit more open on this bit. So it's on this bit bad, also on the cab ride. You should be able to see it when you should get a glimpse of it. If you like sort of look out the window or whatever. I mean, definitely coming that way, you'll be able to see it a lot better. It is pretty well tree lined, to be fair. It's there's only a few breaks over here and up this part. But I say you will definitely see the sugar factory. I mean, if you sit on this bridge, you can see Benedict's lovely bridge over there. Literally, you pass under the wires for about 2 seconds, and that's it gone. It's only going to be a handful of services, obviously, you're going to use on the route for this bit, isn't it? This is on the Nottingham to Lincoln extension, Chazzy. So we are at Newark currently. Evening, Jack. Was it in '99 as well? It was replaced that bridge. That's the flat crossing. also just put a line of 2D just down the back of this just to build it up. We'll drop them down as well. Basically just to sort of fill out, making them look like bushes really. Get rid of the stumps. Just put a few more bushes. I'll put a couple more 3Ds here, just to, obviously we're being across, you don't really want to see the 2D as such. So I'll put some of the larger ones in there just to hide that away. So you won't really see that. You'll just see a little bit at the top. It's just, as I say, it's just to flesh it out a bit. Rather than putting tons and tons of 3Ds in, you only need them at the track side. Right. So that's as far as I'm going on this side, just for now. You're actually thinking of the wrong bridge. Tom is correct. I am right. Hooray. Very often. That doesn't happen very often, does it? Tom is correct. It's very bushy here, and you'll see a very small bit of the bridge. Only a single line of 3Ds on the track side. What I'll do is usually, though, by the bridges, you'll see I'll do the 3Ds going a little bit further up, and then it'll flash out into the 2Ds always, just so it builds up when you're sort of going towards it, like so. Just sort of in your field of view. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much it's 2Ds. No point overloading it. Right, so I'm going to go back to the bridge again, because we now need to do the left-hand side. Sometimes we have done two in the past, but I'm sort of bringing it in a bit. I'm sort of building it a little bit different this time around. I've sort of started different methods of building. And also, I don't really want to use too many of these anyway, because each time you place them down, it's 7 assets a go. There is 7 bushes in each one, 7 trees basically, but put 2 together, it's 14 in a line. And with it being up at Newark, we don't want to be overdoing it, because that asset count is going to be quite high end by the end anyway. Oh, then they may change, to be quite fair. I didn't realise how tree lined. Probably them ones will stay. These will go to 2D back here because it's behind. But because it's sort of like it's, you see what I mean here? It's literally low down bushes. So them ones there, I deem that as acceptable. If it's tree lined fully, I won't bother. But there is sort of this side as well. So you can, to be fair, there they may stay as they are, with it being low. Anything over behind here and not beyond it, it does go tend to. But as you see, because there's nothing there, I've gone for the 3Ds over there. If there was 3Ds here, I wouldn't have gone 3D there. If you know what I mean. Sort of compensates on that. It's yeah. You'll see a little bit more in the 3D as I go sort of away in a line. But it's usually the same thing. There will be a one line somewhere as such. But then where I can possible and get it done with, it'll just be 2D. So wherever I don't do it, I'll move it up and in, just so you get that effect. Right, let me go back again on my camera ride. So this side is a lot more tree lined. So this side starts off as trees here. Where are they? There. So we've got quite a decent length there, which goes to about there, then it sort of drops down for a short while. So we've got some low down bushes. So there'll be some elevated cable trunking down this section as well when we come to do all that sort of stuff. It sort of elevates over the embankment as well, to be quite fair. Not much of an embankment, mate, but there's a little one there. It sort of starts again in a minute, so there's one more row of these, and it starts turning back into trees. So this is where it'll start closing in. Is there a max asset count per tile? God, I don't know, to be fair. Probably is about what we tend to do in the countryside, on a countryside tile, between, if I can possibly, it's usually between 5 and 700. Obviously now, because we're getting into the busier sections, your tiles will get a bit more busy. But I wouldn't, if you're on countryside, I won't go any more really than 700 if you can help it. If you can be really careful, you can get it quite low. There is a couple low tiles on this. Highest, I'm just trying to think. On this route, for example, you've got areas such as Nottingham, Derby, and stuff like that have like 4,000, maybe 3 to 4,000 assets on a tile, and it manages. You just got to be careful how you do it. But I wouldn't put every single asset in the world on it that you can. I wouldn't go to OTT to every single extent piece of detail because you will kill it. It'll lag. You'll have hanging stutters and stuff when you get into these busier tiles, so it's just not worth doing it. By all means, do the track detail by the track. If you say at a station, do a bit of detail around the station, out on the fronts and stuff like that. If there's like roads and stuff, we tend to do like in some areas you might see there's a pavement loft and stuff over the crossings and stuff. Bit of detail, sort of track distance and stuff like that. Where you're sort of going to see it. There's no point in doing it all the way down there. No one's going to see it. You're going to go across that crossing at 70 mile an hour. It's gone. There's no point doing it unless you're getting out for a screenshot, and you're sort of like going to be around here anyway, or sort of in these sort of areas. So you've got to sort of think really, where are people going to go? Put the detail where people may go, and then yeah, that's how I do it. It's how I look at it anyway. Jazzy, not a problem. Have a good one. Always good to see you, and take care, mate. I don't know how the crossing works. I don't know. Do trains not get held over here? Quite a lot. Oh yeah, spedding indicator as well. So there's one there, and there's another one over here somewhere as well. There's one there as well. I don't know if there's one on this side. No, there isn't one on this side, as far as I'm aware. It's weird how there's one of those on them sides, but there's actually not one there. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's quite a dangerous area, really, isn't it? Especially if someone goes wrong. Just trying to get the right. That might do it. Don't want one that's sort of going to overhang too much because I need to obviously make it so that it goes close enough to the track, but not stupidly close. But it's sort of got like odd leaves hanging in. So that does it for me. It's quite close, but don't want it stupid. Anything that does so, I'll just tilt the trees back a little bit and then I'll just pull them back like that. And they may change. I may find that I'll revisit some little bits here and there. I may say, oh, I don't quite like that, so I might just rip them up and redo odd bits once everything's in place. So I'll just put that one in there as well. Trying to make it as well so they're not all in like a line. You need to obviously make sure that your trees sort of vary as well. Watch your cab rides as well if you do dabble in route building. Always have a look at your cab rides and try and replicate the heights rather than just putting the tree down and moving on. That way you don't get that linear effect. So you can see where they sort of like bob up and down where they need to. I mean, otherwise you're just going to go line, line, line. It just gets the same repetition. It doesn't take long to do it. Trains for Newark Northgate. You pass this crossing quite slow and get held at the crossing. We'll say 6 out of 10 times. No, if you can get the cab ride, always use the cab ride. It's so helpful. So these drop down in height, so a bit like that now. Trees disappear down this bit, but they're still quite low. It's quite slack on the section, they don't need to rush. I'll find that when I start storming around, when we start getting scenarios. So there's a few bushes in here, but not many. One 153's brake slows to release, and when you've got 156, you're flying. This will be the fun bit, because we've got this big bridge. I need to snap all the terrain up here, then smooth it all off, because it embanks all the way around here. Because it's such a big bridge as it was, I didn't want Callum to like do every bit of embankment, so that will take a bit of time smoothing all that out and tidying it up. I don't know, I'll see. I may have to ask him to add a bit more. I'll have a look. Not quite decided yet. I reckon I can smooth it out and match it up and get all the train painted. Add a little foliage over the top of it. It's just such a long bridge because it's all the way over there. Goes all the way over here and down there. It was a nightmare laying the road trying to get it to the right height as well, because I had to keep looking on the street view to see where the track was in comparison, sort of like work it out. Because Google Earth isn't 3D in this area. It also doesn't help either. You can't judge things as well. Just gonna get my cab ride up down here. There's another signal somewhere around here. Oh, that's right. So there's an AWS ramp there. The trees begin again here. So we've got tall trees trackside. I say tall, but not like towering. So about there. Possibly say that might be a little bit too far forward, and they may be as well. Let's bring them back a little bit. That's about right. Don't forget, guys, any questions you want to know, just fire away. Do my very best to help, whether it's route building or it's something JT related. Ask away. It's got a mixture of some tall trees at the back of this, like that. And we've got some bushes down the foreground here. There probably will be some 2D treeness on this banking up here, to be honest. Just the way it has to be, unfortunately, with it being a busy area. I can't just, as I say before, do every single 3D tree all over the shop. Right, so this is literally just some bushes down this bit. there. Right. So I just need to put one more set of trees in around that bit of bridge there, which closes it in quite nicely. So at the minute, that's as you see, it's floating. There is some more geometry to be added onto this. It's going to tidy up a bit more, so that I don't have to mess around with all the terrain and stuff. So it'll just flush. It'll just be nice and flush then with the existing terrain. Same again around here. It'll just go down a little bit more. Saves me doing too much faffing. And again, like I say, over in the back of here. Right. So what I need to do is get some line side grass. Just going to do a little bit of grass down the side of the track here. Make sure it's not snapping. There we go. Just so it's not basically bare ballast. Like so. Don't add too much down here because once we start doing the trackside clutter, we'll be putting cable trunking and stuff, and you won't be able to see any of it. I'll just move some of that. Should have done that. There we go. That. So you can't start finding it hard to select things. The more stuff you put down. There we go. Just need to move that back a bit now. I need to narrow these a little bit actually as well because they're too wide. There we go. I'm making them different heights as well, so some of them will be a little bit taller in areas, and it'll some of them will sink back into the ground a bit, not as overgrown. Again, varies that sort of look up a bit. Can't use the VP grass in this section, or the VPJT grass, shall I say, because you can't actually put it onto lofts. It only the irregular asset block will only sit on terrain, so it'll look for the terrain down there, so you won't be able to see the grass. Tredden, good evening. Oi, oi. What route is this? This is Nottingham to Lincoln for the middle of main line. If I use TSA foliage now instead of the JTVP, that was just for South Western Expressways because it was such a big route. It took us forever to put that grass down on that route at a whopping 200 and something mile. It's time consuming just enough on such a short route getting into each section, whereas these you can just literally dot it around. For me personally, I would just use these, but because we've got the consistency keeping in with the route and that, we need to use what we do. But it's just for this section, I can't put it on. It turns back into the asset block grass from here onwards. I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. Hope you're doing good as well. And the same again. I don't know why I've just done that. I can just copy and paste it. Should narrow that in a little bit. Quite cool these crossings as well because they've got like the road access section there, which is a big speed bump currently. So I'll just drop that down a bit, like so. Not so much of a bump there, but I'll drop it down a bit. And then on this side, they've got the little foot crossing bit. So there's a mixture. It's a private. I think this is just a private road anyway, into the works here. So we've got a few more overgrown bits there, so we'll do a few that are a little bit lower down again. I'd love to see it personally, but obviously can't really talk about AP stuff on here. It being a JT stream, it's not relevant to our streams as such. But yeah, personally, yes. Oh, it would work for a very, very short section. I mean, this route is, to be fair, it's not actually set in the IET era. It's set just before the IETs started operating, so it would be still HSTs really on this. But you can do it, to be fair, because it hasn't really changed much. It's just the way, obviously, how we have it set on our scenarios. We look for the specific stuff for those years. I think it's 2017/18 that we do scenario-wise. So our stuff would be HST with East Midlands trains that are obviously not operating anymore. It's now EMR. Right, I just need a quick look on my map. Let's say map my actual Google Earth, so you won't be able to see this. I just want to see what's going on in this little bit here, this little section. So there is a load of trees in the back of this, so these will just be plonked in with 2D. Like so. Let's do one there as well. So we've got those trees in there already. There is more to go on this bank in here, but I ain't going to fill this in a minute because it's not done. There's obviously stuff to be put in there. The model's not finished, so it's not finalised. So there's no point in me putting stuff on that yet. Same around the back of the line there. So what we'll do next... just trying to think. What we will do actually is I will just put the rest of this foliage on this curve. Just trying to see what's going on here. Pretty much quite grassy this bit, full of trees. What I'll do is I'll fill that in with the grass ready. So do any Japanese routes, or are you planning to do any, you guys, just mainly? In-house we make UK routes. We do have some Japanese content. Japanese, Chinese, I think it's Chinese on our website. I'll double check that. We do have a few bits and pieces. not built in house, but we do host some bits and bobs. Let me just have a quick look. I think it's China. It's China routes. Yeah, it's Chinese. So we've got the Southwest China High Speed Network. Then we do also have we have a good range of locos and bits and pieces. There's carriages and stuff like that as well. I will put a link just in here. Hang on a second, I'll send it out via the restream bit. It'll go to all the channels then. So yeah, on that one there, takes us to the Chinese catalogue. There's a good couple of routes on there. There's some like the high speed stuff on there as well. There's also some locos and also some carriages as well. So there is a good mixture. Some really good stuff as well on there. Really, really nice to drive in TS. There is a good mixture. Not short routes either. They are quite long. We have streamed them in the past. Not recently, but we have had them on from time to time. Quite good if you want to do like a 300-kilometer drive. Very fast. See, I'm not sure if the people that made the stuff we've got on the site are still making stuff for the site at all. It's been a while since anything has gone live on the Chinese front. Ah, yeah, the Storage Forest Rail. That's a really fun route. It's got some really cool, quirky bits and pieces to drive. There's it's a bit like a Ford Transit van, if you will, made into a train. It's really, really fun to drive. So, a very, very pretty route. Very scenic. Yeah, so that's there. So I just want to get my camera again, just for this little bit off the crossing. So there is a mixture of lower down trees on the first line, sort of like this. They do grow in height, obviously the further they go up the banking. I'll see how I get on with the asset count, and maybe able to get another line on this bit to be quite fair, just with it being on the hill. But I'm not overly sure if that will allow for it with the asset count by the time everything else is in. So it may just have to be 2Ds to be fair on the building up. This bit's quite low down, so these are just a bit like so. Currently 748, but I've got a lot of detail to stick in around. Yeah. Don't forget, bear in mind, I've not got any scenery on that side yet, so this is just covering for this half on this tile, wherever the tile boundary is. I don't even know where the boundaries are, to be honest. I'm going 40 trees. So there's a tile there which is 619, 753 on this tile, 630 there. So you think about it, when this one has everything on that side, it's already at 600 and something now. That one again is at 753, and I've still got to put all the stuff on it. And bear in mind, it's not as much on that side, but there's a lot of foliage still to put in and bits and bobs. So just got to try and be savvy with what you put down, really, and not overdo it. The main detail will come in obviously sort of within this sort of line here. So all the detail will go into the warehouses. Everything back here will just be basic, if you will. It won't have all the fence detail and all the bits and pieces, all the clutter. I'll mind little bits where you can sort of poke, sort of like see through, but everything trackside will have all that detail. So once I've sort of judged how much needs to be put in, I can maybe then play around with bits and tweak it and swap them to let's say 4D then. That's you, that Keith. I can put them to 3D. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and play it by ear. It's not touching the bridge either. That's one of the things I've made sure with Callum making this. We didn't want it to touch the wires. So the actual export included the wires as well, so we knew it wouldn't be touching. Very close as well, these are. I may need to slightly move that up actually. It's slightly touching, so I'll have to just rip the wires out, just shift it up very, very slightly. Just to be sure it doesn't touch. Right, we'll save that. I'm going to bypass the treatment works, I think. I might put the water bits in, but I'm going to bypass that for now. I'm going to put all the foliage around it. Then I'm going to build up around the river. We'll try and get some of this bit cleared in for detail. If I had to recommend a JT route to someone, new or old, which would it be? I would recommend, as a challenging route, I'm going to give you two here. So as a challenging route, I would recommend Met, just because there's a lot to do. Obviously, you've got to keep your eye on the ball with the signals and stuff like that. So that'd be the one of them ones I'd give that reason for. And also, as just for a scenic, lengthy drive, now I would say Midland Main Line. I enjoy it very much. I mean building it, but I do enjoy driving it as well. Not biasing, but yeah, I would recommend the Met and Midland Main Line as a whole. I'd recommend them all, but yeah, personal favourites. I was to put the water treatment stuff in here, weren't I? Let's have a look. I can't remember where they are. I think it's under clutter. Sewage treatment, I think. There they are. Put these in to be fair, because I can then work out where maybe floating. I'm actually too quiet for that. Actually, too bad. There's a little bit here and there, so I can just put them in and smooth the terrain up off and that. So these as well quite cool. They randomise themselves when they place down. For the reason being is what they actually move, and they're all moving different at different points, as they're not all the same. If you haven't seen them before. No idea what these are. These look like open tanks, possibly. I'm just gonna have a quick look on the map. Yeah, they are. The open tanks. There is an asset, to be quite fair, that I can use and sink into the ground, and then put some water over, make some dirty water in there. Can't remember what the building, the asset's called. What is it, clutter or under the industrial building? Uh, I reckon it's under this. Mineral tanks may come in handy. I'll leave them there. Mineral pool. There we go. There's two of these, but I'm going to have to shrink them down. Well, I'll scale them down anyway. Sort of there. Now I'm going to There we go. Just do that as well. I'm going to have to slightly... Actually, no, I'll do the train really rather than do that because otherwise it'll be lopsided. Like that. Now the annoying thing is they're actually not level there. After all that, I thought they're actually level down there, so I need to put them down a little bit more, like that. I could do actually. That's a good shout. Just shift them very, very, very slightly. There we go. Good shout. I actually did something like that at Swinderby Station. I'll show you, which Benedict recommended to do. It was because on the platform ramp there's an information board, and because we don't have obviously an information board that's got a longer leg on one side, it was like, oh well, you could flip it upside down and it'll work that way. It's like, oh, yeah, never thought of that. So you can see there, we've done that. You literally can't see the seam. Just obviously we've been on the ramp there. Oh, to get the longer, taller signs. Yeah. Luckily with this, we've had the sign that the whistle balls needed what we needed to be built at specific heights, so we've been all right with this one. But yeah, I can understand doing it at certain bits. If it works, it works. It's a good way around of getting like stuff sorted and not having to build specific bits and bobs. I'm gonna put that in. I need to make that smaller. It's too large at the minute. I will make them a little bit taller. I'll put two in there. It's meant to be one, but I will just put the second in there because we don't have any singular ones. I'll leave that because I'll paint them tarmac anyway. Around that. Trying to figure out what to do with the buildings at the minute. I don't blame you. If it works, it works. The way of getting around things. Even in class 43, how are we doing? There's some more of these tanks here. There's actually another load of them there. Just see if I can do something with that. Definitely don't need to be as big. So we'll scale those. I'm good, thank you. Good for you, well. There's a building here. There's one there. Trying to figure out what to actually put there, to be quite honest. Definitely not that. It's a little office. Yeah, it's pretty much bang on. I'm gonna try. Is that the one with the doors? No, it's not. That's right. So I'm gonna put a couple of them in next to each other there. That's where the fun begins because it's not quite level. To level this off a little bit. Better. Almost. Still floating a bit there. Very industrial around here. I mean, British Sugar is there. So you see how, look at the size of them big tanks. Some big tanks there. There's them. All that. Huge, huge building. Plenty of floaters at the sewage works. Whee! Yeah, there's all sorts. Oh, I bet. I can imagine. Bit of a toilet. Is there any plans to redo the DTG Midland Main Line? No plans currently on that. I'll come back to that building in a second. I know I can put one of the things here. Go there. I really don't know what these buildings are. It's so hard to figure it out. Put some of them in there. I may just put some warehouses in, to be fair. Definitely not that. Nor that. That would actually work for that one. Oh yeah, the JTCL has a lot of new assets in it, just not released at the minute. They will be available once we release this route. They'll go out with Midland Main Line. Yeah. When we did our updates to South Western Expressway, we didn't put the new common libraries in with that because the new assets wouldn't be really for that route. So there's no point of putting them in for no reason. You can see from the track side, the smell works. What? From here? It's a bit more, there's not as many bushes here. You can see here, definitely. Thank you. Still trying to decide what to put in for these other buildings. It's really, really hard to tell. This one, it's pretty much the same as that one, so I probably would say with something like that. It's the other ones that are a little bit different. So I might have a building under the mounts. Oh no, I could probably use this actually. It's a bit of a warehouse, I'd say. I'll put that there. What to put here? Possibly a totem one. Oh, definitely, definitely. If they have, excuse me. What's that pink building? What on earth's that? Missing texture. No, you can't. Well, to be quite fair, you can't actually see it on the cab ride this bit because it's so tree lined. Can't really see it very well. But looking at the map, they are sort of this sort of height and they are this sort of style building. So we're just gonna. I think that actually maybe actually a brick building. So I could actually put a totem one in here. It's just a brick building. Pride Park? Not here. That's what is it? Do you mean what is it? It's that footy ground. Just like a football ground. Done. You definitely see some of it over here because down this bit there's not as many trees and bushes, so you definitely do get a glimpse of it as you pass by. Yeah, that one's the football ground. There's a couple of bits there on the approach to Derby. It's by the crossing which I'm going to struggle with because there's some weird like it's pipe work or something. Work something out. Total brick buildings. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do there as well. So this bit of a bugger. I don't quite know what to put there yet. Oh, passing you on YouTube. Oh god, that is a big building there. That looks like a power signal box. That thing. Jake, see you later on, mate. Thank you. it does. This looks like on that this large building by the crossing. It does look a bit like a power signal box, which is why I thought it was originally. But it mustn't be a power signal box. It could be something linked to this place. Oh God, I can't remember what the power signal box came under. I can't use that, can I? If it was a smaller version of it without all the extra bits, I think we probably could have got away with that. But it's got too much on there, I think, for that. It's a weird building. Hmm. Don't think there's anything in this section that's suitable either. Just looking now for random buildings that may fit. They just don't seem to be fitting. May have to leave that just for this evening, that bit there. At least they've got the sort of base bits in. That'll be one of them locations I'll end up leaving towards the end and just finish off at the end when I sort of have like a brainstorm of what I can just randomly stick in there. Sort of usually happens. Um, what can we stick here? Some grass. There's some grass. I know that bit. Like that. I'm just gonna build this out here and put foliage all around this bit. Need to be just double checking what sort of fencing goes there. So there is some fencing. Looks like it attaches down sort of across there, which is easy for me. There we go. There's a, in reality, there's a footpath that sort of comes around here, so we'll sort of try and terrain painting some form of footpath, which sort of just comes along the side of the bank in here. I actually have got a little bit of it there painted around, so I'll probably just paint that up there. Well, someone's recorded the whole run looking out of a window. Fair play to them. God. I can't usually be doing with them out of window cameras because they don't usually really serve much purpose. But that one did actually help me a minute ago. For the most part, I don't really bother. Uh, 100 mile an hour non-stop. I don't see much here. Just all a blur. It stops at Newark. Jen, link it me. It might come in handy actually for the station. Yeah, I'll have a look at that for the station, to be fair. It's looking towards 2 and 3, that's handy. Back in 2 seconds, just gonna grab another drink. back. Right. You know, on the default station signs, how do you rename them to the desired name? You can't, as far as I'm aware. I don't think. I don't think you can rename anything in TS. It's just the way that things work. You can't rename signs. You have to custom them. No problem. No one of those. Right, so on this bit here, there's just bushes and some trees. There's a clump of trees and bits in this here as well, but I'll double check that on the cab ride facing the other way. I need to work out where that is on the cab ride. So I'm currently in the direction going back towards Nottingham. So we want a line of trees about there. Small line of bushes. Got that. There is, however, some more trees that go sort of here. There's another line. Thank you, Nigel. Have a good one, mate. For the next LU route, I think you should do a deep level tube route, not Bakerloo as it's in the TS World 2, and not Piccadilly line as KW would be better to have Motton. Bear it in mind. Like I say we haven't got any plans on any more tube stuff at the minute, but we'll always bear it in mind if we ever do venture back underground. Definitely a popular range is the tube stuff. Evening, Dougie. I am very well, thank you. Hope Valley is coming on very nicely. It is coming on very well. We will have more progression updates for you in time once we are at that stage. So, because we're not doing it in house, we'll just get the updates as and when they're ready to be passed over. No, it's not in house on that one, yeah. But yeah, we get the update sent to us when they're at the appropriate stage, and then obviously we then go through it and we can take the screenshots and put them up on the site. much grass on it. Not enough grass here to use the actual lasset block, so it's just sort of clumps with some bushes. There is some bushes. I need to just check on the cab ride, really. TV2 Sugars, good evening. I'm good. I am good. Just back on the cab ride. I just need to see what the sort of heights are with the bushes. Which actually, to be quite fair, they're not that much. And I'm also going to put a sign. We've got a custom sign for it. Modern OHLE sign, I think it is. Overheads. It's under track clutter, actually. It's time for the sign. Is it under track clutter? This moment has come and I can't find it. Overhead. It is under track clutter. OHLE sign. Oh, it's there. There it is. Found it. Right, so that sits about there. I'd say about there. Thrash. He has a nice little light on it as well, so it lights up at night. Beast. There's another one on the other side somewhere as well. Oh, it's just faded out on the cab ride. He's now talking about the actual flat crossing replacement. Handy. Come on. Don't want that bit. Cool pictures, isn't it? Was that the sign there? No. It must be a bit further back. It's there. It's about here. I'll put no clutter on the route yet, but I'll put that in. It's just cool. The main thing at hand is, of course, looking for where the bush is meant to be. Nah, true. I would, but it is what it is. There's a few low-end bushes on this bit. There is actually trees here. I thought it was bushes at the back of this, but there's actually trees. Hello, Barry. We got here, Picky Wise. Hey, what's that sign? I have no idea what that crooked one is, but that is definitely the flat crossing. Does it actually have something on it? It's a little light or something bolts of it. Evening, Rogue. I'm doing very well, thank you, Rogue. How are you? There's one random solo bush about there, by the crossover. And there's a couple of bushes here as well, a little row. Nothing too big, because as I say, you can actually see in. Ooh, handy pictures there, Barry. I've still haven't put the bushes in the middle of this track yet. That's what I was looking for, weren't it? Just gone and done elsewhere. There is to be some trees in the back of this, so I'll put them in first. I will make note. Thanking you. Started watching the series Ambulance last night. Quite at one point, maybe how much of an importance your job is. That's quite good. I think I've seen that advertised, but I've never watched it. Right, let's put them bushes in. You're off till Friday and having a chill. Happy days. I'm off Thursday, Friday. There's one of them there. It's not actually as tall, so I'm going to sink that. Oh, nice, excellent. Oh, wrong. Definitely not a bush. No, no. Yeah, put that one. Sink it down again, though. I'm off. There we go. Just for two this time. There we go. Right. I need to put some more foliage in this because this is currently quite bare. Need some more variation. Yeah, this is Newark, flat crossing. There's some other bits. There's a hut on here somewhere. There's a little building. But I need to work that out off the cab ride going the other way. So I won't be doing that this evening. Probably I've got something to be fair to put in there, but I will figure out which is what properly needs to be put in. It is very overgrown here, so I'm just trying to build it up. I need to put some asset block grass down the side. I actually haven't done that. Probably should have done that first, really, but I didn't. I should put that in now. Back a bit because it's a bit too close to wires. That. No, it's back. Welcome back. too far on the list. I've lost it now. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Like some brown. Some brown in there, look. Probably need some more bushes in there to be quite fair yet. It's still a little bit sparse. I'll probably put some scrub in this actually, to be fair. When I get to that in a sec. So there's stuff like this, I'll probably some of that sort of stuff. What I will do. Paint that up. Like that. It does, it changed it massively. Well, you can really see it down on the track level there, but yeah, it does. When you're looking from above, it does change it quite a lot. Right. Get there with it. Yeah, the dark stuff is we use this under the thick trees and stuff like that. That one's the forest paint. So you'll see it used like around, sort of like makes out the field lines and stuff like that, and under the trees, sort of give you like a bit of a shadow look. It does change it quite well. So the back of this lot's just, I'm sure it's just literally full of trees. It's mega trees. It'll just be full of 2D trees, this bit. So the cluster's too big currently, but I can bring it in like that. Like so. Bring in a little bit more on that one. Over there. Make sure it's not floating around, which it looks to be a little bit. Hey, what? Jen. Stain. I've got a brilliant one up here actually. Hang on. It won't be in here for the release. But this is just for me to remember. I'm going to be finishing shortly as well. If you know, you know. Accidentally happens that, by the way. I don't do that on purpose. There. That's marking a prism that I have to put in yet. I need to kit bash a prism. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with it yet. So it's the skull and bones at the minute, just so I know I've got to redo it. As you do. Quite impressed with how that turned out. Just to pass the time on. It amuses me. There is odd little bits here and there that I haven't quite finished. Like there's bits here. Just needs terrain painting really. There's another area there that has quite a big bit to go in. To be fair, I need to faff about with that. There's an aggregate sort of tarmac thing going on over there. I haven't done yet. Which we were talking about that place actually on the last stream. I just haven't finished it yet. It'll be one of them bits I'll go back to and play about with. I can't leave it as an Easter egg because I need to put a build in there. It's a really awkward thing and all. Oh, God knows. I'm not sure there, Jack. Rob Powell, good evening. Thank you. It's getting there, isn't it? Flags. Do you know where exactly some of these flags live, Benedict? Because I haven't obviously really gone looking for them yet. Do you know anywhere where they actually live? I mean, I can put them in anyway. Show people. No, not that. Do you mean where on the actual route? Is in like actual locations? Have you seen any as such? Because I don't have a clue. I need to go and search. But you have some flags. Oh, I'll whack them in random. We have some flags. They were hoping to be animated, but unfortunately we couldn't get them animated. But you've got some random flags. You've got one for Lincolnshire, which is a Lincolnshire flag. I think it's that one. That's the Lincolnshire one. You got Seychelles because why not? Don't ask. That's Benedict. It's a cool flag. We all know that one. And California Republic. Yeah, cool flags. They will be dotted about. I've just deleted something. I probably shouldn't have done that. What the heck have I just moved? There we go. So it's tree line down the bottom here. It's getting there, isn't it? It's building up. Building up well. It's just 2Ds on this bit, all the way around here. This section of the route, to be fair, on this part is not going to be to the same extent of the rest of the route because it's not your primary driving route. This is just a filler bit for the AI. It's a pesky fly flying around me here, doing my head in. Yeah, this is not your primary route, so it's not going to be the same high end of detail as such. It's more just bring your AI in. There'll be scenery on it, but it'll just be a bit more quicker. It's really annoying me, that fly. It's proper in my face. That bridge is still to come as a custom one as well. This one's been done with we've managed to bash it quite close with what we've got. As I say, this one's been done as a custom because it's just so close to the crossing. Yeah, Scunthorpe just didn't quite make it, unfortunately. Is there not any serves actually reverse anyway? Just ECS. Bit more spaced out. It is only just up the road, but unfortunately, it's there's still quite a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, if we was to go up there, maybe one day, you never know. Also, no test services that use that either. Farce. The bridge there is one of Benedict's as well, the arch bridge. I need to use some medium ones of these, I think. So I'll go up above and have a look around and see what I can do. And have a look at what I've done. I need to fill this all the way around though, just otherwise it just looks really rough and bare. We'll probably just do this for the last bit. Up to the bridge. So this bit is a route I've never been on in terms on the railway. I've been obviously came here with early on in the project to take photos of areas and that, but yeah, I've never travelled on this part of the route. Maybe one day. Say that about a lot of things. Nearly there. I'll probably go back to the long pieces again now because it's flattening out a bit. Not long. Oof. At least you have to have that horrible smell. Here we go. It's quite cool actually. Happy with that. We saw 170 when we came out. Well, came storming past. What I am going to do, I'm just going to put some 2D trees on the top of this. We saw some 153s when we came down. It was quite nice, a pair of them. It was quite weird. Two together as well, and they were in service. I enjoy it if you do. Get the most of it. Can't do any more on the embankment because there's only so far, but I'll put those up there for now. There we go. Fills it out quite nicely. That actually doesn't go there. There's actually some bushes. Oh, the small ones, yeah, I've used them. They are in some locations. I use the little one. I have also got the single ones as well in places, which are... Hey, Boone! Oh, Matt. I use them ones as well, and also the little ones, yeah. How we doing, Matt? Early night out of work. Not doing a midnight one. There we go. I've got one half a scenery now into Newark. Too wet to cut. Win-win. Night off. I haven't added the bits down here, have I? Oh, Jen. Sort of scale these down while we're going on the curve. There we go. The Greenpeace Bridge. Right, I think that will do for that this evening. How there is a scenario testing, 6 minutes into a scenario. Oh, into an 80-minute scenario, and the AI crash. Not good. Have I got a YouTube video? No. Well, we paused cab ride. Right. I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching this evening. We'll be back, obviously, next Tuesday with probably some driving of some sort. And then probably again the week after we'll come back and do some more route building, I think. Um, you should hopefully, hopefully Newark probably be done by then. I would have thought for the most part. I'm gonna try tomorrow and closing all the trackside scenery down this bit, I think, and get a load of this done. It's you, mate. This side needs doing as well, but I'm sort of waiting for the British sugar to come in before I start working around that. I'll have to try and get this lot done. I have to leave a bit of a gap, but we'll get there. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you hopefully next Tuesday if you're about. Don't forget, catch our updates as well. So if you've not seen the update, you'll see some other screenshots, some areas that haven't been shown this evening on the JT website in the development section. Just go and look for this route, and you'll see some new pictures on there. Yeah, thank you. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you later on. Bye for now.